Hey everyone, how are you guys tonight? Welcome back. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend and a happy Monday. And now we're into Tuesday. I feel like these weeks lately have been like speeding up for whatever reason. And it's the summer. I'm like, summer, slow down. I don't want it to go too fast. But I had a busy weekend personally and gig work, so hopefully you guys made a lot of money this weekend. And also, everybody had a really good week. So, I'm going to recap my week for you guys, kind of get into a couple topics that happened to me during the week. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Uber Eats and kind of the highs and lows of what's kind of going on with Uber Eats. And I want to see whether you guys are finding the same thing as well. So, we'll talk about some Uber Eats tonight. So, first, let's say hi to everyone who is currently here. So, hey, Gary, how are you? Hey, Thomas, what's going on? Let's go back up. Hey, Red Speedy Gonzalez. I know you sent that earlier, so I don't know whether you're still here or not. Hey, Josh, what's going on? Hey, Ashley. Hey, Diana, what's going on? Christopher, what's up? Jennifer and Live to Hustle. Welcome, everybody who is here right now. So I feel like this week was an interesting week. I feel like I had like a lot of things happen, good things, but also a lot of like things that happened throughout my week as well. So last week was the kind of like the end of the heat wave, thank God. But now we're going into another heat wave coming in to this week. So yay for the weekend. Here comes another heat wave. But I know some of you guys are kind of going through the same heat that some of you are even worse than we are over here. So they ended the heat wave last week. And then my slowest day of the week last week, Wednesdays are always, first of all, I always take off on Tuesdays because for me, I feel like that's my slowest day of the week. And then I kind of go back into Wednesday, and man, Wednesdays are rough trying to make my goal. So it really was interesting to see how food delivery in my area has really helped me even on the slowest day, kind of pick up and help me make my goals. And then I multi-apped one night because I had so much going on throughout the day personally. And then I decided, I don't know what actually made me look. I was just sitting home, I guess, one evening, and I think I was editing. And I'm like, how many deliveries do I really have? And I just started adding everything up. Oh, I know what actually sparked it. Grubhub sent me my anniversary letter saying you completed X amount of deliveries. I think it was like 1,100 deliveries for your first year on Grubhub. And I'm like, if I did 1,100 on Grubhub just last year, I'm like, how many deliveries do I have altogether? And I started adding everything up, and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of deliveries. So then I'm like, what can I tell you guys of what I've learned in doing over 10,000? I ended up being 11,000 deliveries. I'm like, how did I do 11,000 deliveries? I feel like you kind of go and go and go and never really think about it. So if you guys haven't done it, go and add up your deliveries, because I was literally shocked on how many deliveries I've completed so far. I didn't even think I was that. I feel like I was doing I was at my 5,000 mark a year ago. I guess that's right, but I guess you never realize until you add everything up. And then I had DoorDash. I had that debacle with support the other day. That, man. So I don't know I know a couple of you guys commented that you were finding this issue on DoorDash. To me, it's been ongoing. It doesn't happen every time. It's almost like when you get an add-on order to make your order a stacked, and say the second restaurant is really backed up and you want to cancel the order, it's almost like they make it impossible for you to cancel the order. And if you go into the little question mark on the top right. Like it's not even an option to cancel the order. So then you end up going and calling support, and like I feel like they think you're like a brand new driver because that's what it made me feel. Like the lady's like, well, you can go into the app and hit the. I'm like, I know, I tried. And she's like, oh, okay. And she like went through like troubleshooting everything. And I'm like, really? I know how to do this. I promise I know how to do this. And then finally, reluctantly, she canceled my order and she goes, you do realize it's going against your acceptance rate? I know it's going against my acceptance rate. And that's why I'm canceling it. She gave me such a hard time. And finally, at the end, she's like, so since you can't cancel your order, I'm going to send you instructions through your email on how to cancel. I'm like, feel like going, lady, it's an app issue. It's not a user issue. It's an app issue. Oh my God, it was so darn frustrating. I'm just saying, it was maddening to me sometimes. So that happened. And then yesterday, and this was the video, and one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you guys today. If you haven't seen it, I'll talk about it again today. So yesterday, this cafe keeps popping up in my area, and it literally is probably a mile from where I normally, work around. And I'm like, and it's a strip of a highway. And I'm like, I never remember seeing this place ever. There's no signs. I'm like, I don't know where this is. So I decided to take a chance. I'm like, I need to know where this is because I keep getting DoorDash orders, but only DoorDash. So it was, I think I forget the name of it, but anyway, it was the same name but a little different from a salon that was like in the same area. And I'm like, is this a salon? That's weird, but maybe they put a cafe to help with the salon and getting your hair done, getting a pedicure. Why not have a cafe in there? I'm like, maybe that's it. So it ended up being the salon. It was bizarre. So it's not like there was like an outside entrance to the cafe. Like you think like you have like a separate entrance for like regular customers to go in. No. I went to the salon front desk. They're like, hi, what appointment do you have for me today? I'm like, I'm a DoorDash driver. I think my hair looks pretty good today. Thank you. And it was weird. She goes, okay, well, the cafe's upstairs, but I'll take you because it's complicated to get through. And I'm like, it's a cafe. How complicated? It was really complicated. I had to go through people getting their hair done through like stations. And then I had to go up a flight of stairs. And then I had to go through the nail station. And then I had to go through the pedicure room. And then I finally got to the cafe, which was on the second floor. And the only thing I kept thinking is, I'm like, this is really awkward for any driver to go through a salon to go pick up an order. But I'm like, oh my. So I'm waiting there and I say, I'm here for, I forget even the customer's name, besides the point. And the salon owner was in the cafe, and I know she was the salon owner because she says, oh, I'm the salon owner. Like she was really proud that she was the salon owner. And she was like, there was probably about like 10 people sipping their coffees and lattes and probably cappuccinos and espressos, whatever they had in the cafe. And she's talking loudly so everybody can hear her. And she starts talking about DoorDash, and she's just like, man, these DoorDash drivers, no one can get it right. I haven't had a decent DoorDash driver yet. We're having quality control issues because the way that it goes out is not the way that it's actually being received at the customer's house, and they're being damaged, and we're like coming out of pocket because we're redoing orders. And she literally just starts bashing DoorDash drivers and how horrible DoorDash drivers are. And she's going on. So everybody in the cafe can hear. I'm surprised like the salon couldn't hear what she was actually saying. That's how loud she was. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, where's my GoPro when I need it? And with that, I'm just like literally staring at this lady, thinking, I'm like, well, maybe if I stare at her, she'll realize the DoorDash driver is literally standing right in front of her. The employee who was actually fixing the order for me, like, went to the side of her, tried to be discreet, but it was a small cafe, you can hear it. That's a DoorDash driver. And the lady goes, oh, and then went on to like a completely different subject, like stopped the conversation and moved on. And with that, the girl came with my order and goes, here you go, have a good day. And I'm like, you too, thanks. It was like the weirdest, strangest. I'm like, man, it got me thinking though, and this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Some of you guys have already shared you've had similar experiences when you've gone into restaurants, which to me, it's crazy. But I feel like a lot of times we, like, there's one bad driver, like it's the one bad apple that ruins the bunch. And I feel like that's kind of, I'm going to assume what has happened in this case. And like somehow, like, all of us drivers got like lumped into all DoorDash drivers are absolutely horrible. And I'm thinking, man, I'm like, is this the opinion that this is just one restaurant? Like, is this the opinion that a lot of these restaurants have? Not even of DoorDash drivers. It could be Uber Eats drivers. It could be, Grubhub drivers. Like, is this really the opinion? So let me know in the chat. Have you guys experienced anything like this? I'm just curious. I don't know. Just real quick. Okay, Tony, you have me beat with your 20K delivery. Sorry, I'm just kind of going back. Congratulations. That's freaking awesome. And Thomas, you 11,000. I'm telling you, when I just started adding it up, like, I don't even know how many deliveries. I was totally clueless until I added them up. And I'm like, oh, maybe I actually have some wisdoms to share with everybody. And that's kind of what the whole entire video, came about. I'm like, okay, so there is knowledge, a little knowledge up here. Let me think about like all the important things that I was really learning through 10,000 deliveries. I can't believe it. Like 2 years later, 11,000. 11,000. It's just crazy. I served 11,000 customers. Woo. And I think that's kind of a good segue into the current topic, because I think a lot of times, I was talking about, bad apples and bad drivers and kind of how they ruin it for, the rest of us. Like, I still believe, and we're in the service industry, and I think some drivers forget that we're in the service industry, and that kind of just stinks, because without good service, stuff like this happens, and then we get like a bad rap on our end as well. In Detroit, I see a lot of pizza places that look down on us Dashers. They say that they are passed because we're getting tips, not them. It's just, to me, it's stupid. It's stupid, and they're getting an hourly wage, and we're not. I think we're all working towards the same goal. Like, that's what, like, really, I think the thing that bothers me the most about this whole entire experience is, first of all, professionalism. Like, I guess I come from a world of, customer service and being the constant professional. And in that case, the professionalism, like, just completely went out the window. And Driven Mom, you're here tonight, so I can actually talk about your comment, because I think you hit it completely right when you made that comment on the video today. Is a lot of these places don't realize that we are customers too. And it's so true. Yes, I don't get my hair done there, but do you think I am going to recommend anybody to go to that salon based off of the experience that I had? Do you think I'm going to recommend anybody go to that cafe just based off of the service? I'm going to always have in my head what happened, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Do you think I'm going to take an order from there? No, you just lost a customer. You lost, the word of mouth that I might or might not. What happens? I was a customer of the salon and a DoorDash driver. Like, can you imagine? Like, I feel like I'm like, would I ever go back to get? I mean, granted, if I really loved my salon person, maybe I would, but it just leaves such a bad taste. And word of mouth is powerful, especially with social media, especially with YouTube. Like, I don't know. I was kind of dumbfounded that the professionalism of some of the stuff that was coming out of her mouth was far, far from it. But it's amazing how a lot of these places really look at us drivers in a negative way just based off of one bad experience. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Jerome. I've never been outright treated poorly by a restaurant, but I've never been actively ignored and passed over for real customers that were waiting and be seated. It's the truth. I mean, it's happened to me even before, even as much as I love my Five Guys. Like, there was one time, it was a manager I've never even seen before, and he was purposely taking every customer that came into the door and ignored every delivery driver that came in for their order. And normally I would cancel, and I did end up canceling because I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. But kindness is always free, but it only goes free for so long. I actually asked him, I was like, dude, I was just like, you have 10 delivery drivers that you've completely ignored. When are our orders going to be made? And he just looked at me. He's just like, my customers come first. And I said, DoorDash customers are customers too, just so you know. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll get out your order. And I'm like, thanks, you do that. But I said it very nicely. But I feel like it's just, it drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. And then Driven Mom, I've also experienced having poor delivery by a DoorDash driver, so I can understand both sides. But the wise words of Thumper, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. I agree. I mean, I've had some pretty bad DoorDash experiences too with regular DoorDash drivers. We can probably do a whole Tuesday live on bad DoorDash experiences that we've had personally. I've had several. I've had a couple times where my food didn't even get to my door, and everything's lit up and the numbers are on my house, but that's besides the point. But like, I get it. I get people being frustrated, but like, would you just blurt that out to a room full of potential customers on how bad DoorDash really was? Because we all know people love drama. So if there's drama going on, like, they're going to be like glued to, like, especially if it's an owner, like, they're going to be glued to her every word. Like, oh my God, like, DoorDash is so horrible. Like, they're going to be glued to what she's saying. Like, yeah, very true. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Don't open your mouth. Oh, thanks. I did say it very nicely with a smile on my face, so it didn't come across as rude, but I was so freaking annoyed at that Five Guys. I was just like, I wanted to fire the manager myself and jump behind the counter and just start running the place. But I'm like, no, not my place, not my place. But I still wanted to let them know that DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub customers are customers too that he's ignoring. We'll probably hold our drivers to higher standards because we are in the same profession. I probably do. And it's bad. I am one of those people that order from DoorDash. I really order from Uber Eats, but I feel like I'm one of those stalkers that like stalks my phone when I do an order because I want to see if they deviate from their route. I'm like, are they multi-apping? What are they doing? Like, I feel like I'm one of those people. And then I'm totally judgmental because I'm one of those people. I don't have an iRing camera, but I do like to peer out the window to see what my driver looks like. So I am one of those customers, which I actually think, but I would never say anything bad. Like I've never, despite the problems I've had with drivers, because I'm a fellow driver, I would never give them a thumbs down or a bad star rating. Like, hey, we're all drivers together, but as much as it stinks. Yeah. Okay. So that was kind of my week. I won't had another, you'll see it on tomorrow's video, so I won't talk about it now because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But I had a interesting drop off the other day, which you'll see in my upcoming video, but I won't go into that tonight. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. But sometimes only thing I can say is sometimes our customers are a little clueless. And that's exactly what happened. And Clueless does not make really good drop offs when it's a hand it to me customer. So yeah. So stay tuned. Interesting. I am good, Robbie. How are you tonight? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, no, I'm not giving up on DoorDash. No. DoorDash is still a breadwinner in my area. It's still good. I always say that, yeah, my area is so strange. And I guess because I'm on my third year. I've completed my second year of doing, gig work. So I really am now realizing the patterns in my area. And I think it's because I'm in like the second or third season about doing this. I feel like my area is like completely revolving, if this makes any sense whatsoever. During the summer, Uber Eats is like kicking butt. It was my number one app last week. Like the amount of orders, which is why I wanted to, it's a good segue, which is why I wanted to talk to you guys about Uber Eats, but I'll talk about DoorDash for half a second, is Uber Eats. Like summer, I guess maybe because of my short traffic, touristy, new people in my area, Uber Eats kicks into like high gear. But also I've been noticing, and I don't know whether you guys have noticed this as well, is Uber Eats has been sending out some crazy promos. Like I'm getting them every day. I think right now there's like a $15 off. Like I feel like they're always throwing in like a $15 off or some kind of promotion to get. And it's like your next three orders. It's not even one order. It's like the next three orders. So I feel like they're constantly sending out promotions, at least in my area during the summer, which makes Uber Eats like orders come in crazy. Even when Uber Eats normally is not like, I don't usually get any traffic with Uber Eats at all during like the morning, sometimes a little bit in the afternoon, but like Uber Eats in my area is a nighttime business for me. Lately, like Uber Eats, as soon as I turn it on, even if I do morning or even in the afternoon, like I'm still getting Uber Eats orders. And I think it's a summer thing. And I noticed last year, like as soon as summer was over, like once September hit, like the promotions for Uber Eats kind of went away. Like they're very sporadic. They usually do them on like holiday weekends or stuff like that too. And then like Uber Eats like dies off, and then DoorDash comes back with a vengeance because people who usually order on Uber Eats realize they're not doing any promotions and like, okay, well, I'll hop on to DoorDash now. And then DoorDash becomes my number one moneymaker, like starting in the fall. So it's really interesting how kind of the evolution of apps in my area go. And then I still, even to this day, and I saw your guys going back and forth on Grubhub. I'm sorry I didn't put some of them up on the screen. So Grubhub has been doing well. It tapered off a little bit in my market since the whole Amazon thing. So it's gone down a little bit. I still treat it, unfortunately, as my third app. I treat it as like my filler to DoorDash and Uber Eats. I try to look for like those big orders with Uber Eats. That's what I really use Uber Eats for. The good thing about, Grubhub, I'm sorry. The good thing about what I've learned this past like 2 or 3 weeks with Uber Eats and with Grubhub, and you guys are going to have to let me know in the chat if you guys see this as well, is I feel like if it's busy enough and you're in a peak time, some of the Uber Eats and Grubhub in particular, and I think I said this in one of my videos, they don't want you to leave their app. I feel like they've been really good lately about getting you to stay on their platform, and they really try to give you your next order before your next drop off, which to me I actually like knowing where I'm going. To me it's like completely less stressful, which to me is awesome. So it's a good feature, I think, for both of those platforms, and to me less stressful if you can stay on one platform. I prefer to stay on Uber Eats if I can, just because I know I can get hidden tips and they, have some really good payouts. So I prefer to stay on Uber Eats. Grubhub, the good thing is, what you see is what you get. There's no hidden agenda. That's kind of what your order is. But I know at least with Uber Eats, there's potential of it being a good order and it being even a better order. I loved Ubering in the fall where Uber Comfort trips ran like a faucet. Hey, I think I think it depends by your own area. It's for some reason like the faucets in my area shut off with Uber Eats. Like as soon as like September hit, Uber Eats went like dormant, and like I hardly got any Uber Eats orders, and it just became, I hate to say, a love fest for DoorDash for a while. DoorDash was like my number, one thing. Oh, Thomas, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What are your ratings? Does that matter? I'm gold and don't get any offers from Uber Eats. My friends do Rideshare and diamond levels. Acceptance rates don't matter. I still get good offers whether actually I've never been above 20%, so I can't say that I'm above anything. So right now, actually, because I've been taking more Uber Eats orders than a lot of these other platforms, I'm actually at 22% right now. Usually prior to the past like couple of weeks, I was sitting at 8% acceptance rate with Uber Eats. To me, acceptance rates on any of these, unless you're trying to be top dasher, unless you are trying to become a Uber Pro, unless, I don't know what Grubhub's program is, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to be on any of these platforms as a top anything anytime soon. Unless you're trying to get to those programs, that's the only time, in my opinion, that acceptance rates matter. I just don't believe acceptance rates matter kind of on any platform. So just my honest opinion. Thomas, cheers. Thank you. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at this, Tony. I don't know, Tony. I will be your biggest cheerleader and biggest supporter. I don't know about that rideshare. I know we were kind of the other night. I think it was, I don't know whether Gary is still here in Hannibal. I saw Hannibal here. We were doing which one would you rather? What would you rather? And it was would I rather do a Instacart? What was it? Instacart? Hannibal, if you're still here, you're probably gonna remember better than I was. It was either do Instacart or it was alcohol. I thought it was rideshare. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. But I chose alcohol delivery over Instacart. How funny is that? But it'd be interesting. I just don't. My comfort level with rideshare, I'll be honest, is like zero. Like it's a comfort. Maybe it's. And that's what I remember, Gary. Thank you for putting it up there. For some reason, I thought it was like a rideshare, and I'm like, was it rideshare and Instacart? But it was alcohol delivery. But I'll say this, and it's no offense to any women who do rideshare. I applaud you. It's just not my comfort level. Like I would literally have to take the car seat out of my car in order to rideshare. Like, I'm weird about having strangers in my car. Maybe it's just my own hang up, and I always preach that. Oh, rideshare rodeo, Steve. Thank you so much. And cheers, Steve. Yes, it will go into my fridge. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I don't know, Tony. Like I said, we'll see when you hit that 1,000. How about that? Oh, Thomas, I made you a believer in Grubhub again as my third app, but that's okay. Hey, it's my third app too. Grubhub can be just as frustrating as every other app. I was praising them a couple weeks ago for the wait times, which they have improved to me immensely. But I'm still waiting in a couple of restaurants here or there. I really treat Grubhub. I don't want to say that I have the right time, but for those big orders, and they're good for those big orders, which is why I really like Grubhub. I feel like you can kind of wait if you already have Uber Eats, you already have DoorDash, and you're adding Grubhub into your mix, I feel like you can kind of wait it out for Grubhub for those really big orders that Grubhub is known for. And that's what I use Grubhub for. Oh, that reminds me, this is a topic that I had in one of my videos this week, and you guys are going to have to tell me because I know I talked about it a little bit. Have you guys seen Shop and Delivers on Grubhub? So I got that alert this week about Grubhub, and they updated their systems already for Grubhub Shop and Delivers. I'm like, I haven't even received one Shop and Deliver yet for a Grubhub. Have any of you guys gotten a Grubhub order yet? For Shop and Deliver? I have not seen one yet. I don't even know what the process is because I haven't even seen one. Oh, yeah. Diana, I wish I can get Dr. Pepper as a sponsor. We'll see. It could be something I work on. Oh, Josh, this is a good one. I feel like we can do a whole show on Would You Rather. Actually, maybe that'd be a really good show for next Tuesday. You guys can all come with Would You Rather for me, and I would have to choose which one it is. Would you rather be a top dasher or do 3 Instacart shop challenge? Does it have to be 3 Instacarts in a row, or do I get to choose my Instacarts? That might be the deciding factor. Oh, I'll be honest. I think I would do as much as I hate Instacart, I think I would do the Instacart over Top Dasher. Oh, Top Dasher, 3 Instacarts you can get done in a day and it would be done over with. Top Dasher, you would have, to me, it would be painful. no offense to DoorDash Red. I know you just became Top Dasher, and I am so excited for you because I know you were so excited about it. But Top Dasher is not in my cards anytime soon. I always envy anybody who has the endurance and patience in becoming a Top Dasher. My hats are off to you and becoming Top Dasher because I don't see it in my future anytime soon. I did try to become Top Dasher at one point, and I said if it was going to mess with my money, I would bow out. And I was 3 weeks into it, and I'm like, it's messing with my money too much. There's no way I was going to become Top Dasher. Oh, so Garrett, so now we're playing this. We have to say that if we're gonna do this, we're gonna like save this for next week. But I'll answer this. Rideshare, alcohol. I'll be honest, alcohol delivery, and I feel like I would outweigh the risks. Like I feel like I don't know. They're both to me risks for me personally, just because for safety reasons, I feel like they both have. I don't like to put myself in dangerous situations. I avoid them as much as possible. And I feel like both of them, for me, are outside of my comfort zone. So for me, I think it would be alcohol delivery over rideshare. So Tony, I'll come over there and do a request right next to you so you'll know who's getting in the car. Are you allowed to have two people in for a rideshare? I'm just curious. I don't even know that answer. Are you allowed to have a passenger with you as you're doing rideshare? Huh. I don't know, Tony. We'll see. You're gonna come to New Jersey. I actually that would actually be kind of amusing. um, Have you ever had a customer yell at you? Yes. One of my very first customers ever on the DoorDash platform yelled at me. And this is before a pandemic. It was crazy. I think it was my second order I've ever taken on DoorDash. And I remember it was a pizza place, and I had just gotten the order. I literally got in my car, and this customer is blowing up my phone, like literally text messages nonstop. Where's my food? Why is it late? Why is it an hour? Like literally message after message. And as a new driver, I'm like, what is going on? So I just kind of delivered it as normal. And this is before leave at door. Like you literally back in the day, everything was a hand it to me customer. So this customer was waiting at her doorstep, like literally waiting for my car to pull up. And I got out of my car, and me, my jolly self, hi, how are you? She started literally pointing her finger and yelling at me. And I actually ended up going, here you go, have a good day. And I turned and like literally ran to my car. Like I'm surprised it didn't scare me off of the DoorDash platform. I always feel like your first like couple of orders sometimes, if you can get through them, I feel like it's Murphy's Law. Some of the worst things happen in your first couple of orders on like every platform. But I guess that's how you live and learn. But yes. And I've gotten cursed at through messages on DoorDash as well. So that has happened. I know, Thomas. I do need to get an Android. I am working on it because I am a huge believer in Gary's app. So if everybody doesn't know, go to garysapps.com and look at Duh and Maximo because they are amazing for helping drivers out. So go check out his website because they are amazing. But I am an iPhone girl right now. But I am looking to, I love my iPhone. But Gary, I might convert to an Android just for you, my friend. I don't know. Well, I'm working on it. But yes, I really do believe that I need to switch to an Android to have Gary's apps work for me and become a better driver. So I'm looking into getting an Android. I don't know. Stay tuned. I'll let you know when I get one. Okay, so you guys haven't seen Shop and Delivers. Okay. Josh, you're funny. Would you rather work at wait, where did it go? Would you rather work at McDonald's for a week than be a top dasher? No, I would still be a top dasher. No offense about anybody who works at McDonald's. I applaud you because I know it's not easy working at McDonald's and the demand and the volume that goes into McDonald's. I just like the flexibility still of doing gig work, and that's my sole decision. I would still be able to pick and choose right now. Like between my daughter going to school and everything else going on, like I need to be able to kind of make my own hours, and having a W-2 right now at this moment just wouldn't kind of fit into my mix. So I would say top dasher at that point. Oh, Tony, you'd be the passenger. Wouldn't that be funny if I picked you up and you would be my passenger? Oh, that would actually be hilarious. Would you try Top Dasher with Para? To me, I love Para. I don't know whether you can. I mean, yes, you can be Top Dasher with Para, but the whole entire thing with Para is like they actually help you understand what orders to take and what orders not to take based off of what tips are hidden and what tips aren't hidden. So like they're a really useful tool to help you multi-app and cherry pick so you get the best orders. So and help you make informed decisions. So I'm like I said, I don't think I'm going to be top dasher anytime soon, but go Para because I love Para. I think their mission is fantastic to help drivers and really help. They're here for us and they're really making a stance for us. So yeah, go Para. That's the only thing I can say. And that's what I thought, Steve, and no extra drivers and doing. I'm like, I didn't think you could. I'm like, is that a thing? I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. You heard of an Uber driver with a kid in the car? That can't be safe. Just saying. I don't know whether my daughter would be quiet enough for the length of period of time of driving someone in order to do that, never along the safety of having her with me. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Josh. Gary'sApps.com equals best apps in the world, even worth adding the second line if you're a iPhone user like I am. Yeah, I think that, Josh. I'm thinking that's possibly the way I'm going to go. I might add a second phone so I have an Apple and an Android, so I kind of get best of both worlds. I'm thinking about using my Android for all the gig works and downloading Gary's apps. And possibly using it for YouTube, and then using my iPhone for personal use. Oh, Thomas, that's awesome. Thank you. I just brought your shirt you're wearing for my wife. Thanks. She'll love it. Thank you. So kindness is always free. If you guys don't know, it is available on my merchandise store, which is also in the description of all my videos. It's also the description of my of my channel. So it's through Spreadshop. Really soft, comfortable t-shirts. I actually really like them. But yes, it comes in black lettering and white lettering. There's men's, there's women's, there's a couple of hats and bags. But thank you. I really appreciate it. Now, Jennifer, unfortunately, Para is down, but they're working on it. They're working on it. Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's your setup too. Okay. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking I started actually researching phones so I can actually be all like in the Gary's app world. But yes, that's gonna be hopefully my next step into the world. So just real quick, because I just want to talk just because Uber Eats has been so important in my area lately. I feel like there's been like a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and a lot of my highs have been coming from shop and delivers with Uber Eats like this past week. And I don't know whether you guys, and I don't know whether, I don't know this for a fact at all, just an observation is, and Corner Shop was never available in my area. It was only available in North Jersey. But the amount of shop and delivers has increased in my area over this past week, and they've been bigger and better orders, and they've only been like 2 items, 5 items. Like I had one the other day. It was $22 for 2 bottles of hot sauce at CVS. And the weird thing is, I mean, granted, I guess it was because I delivered. I mean, that was, but the base pay was really high. The base pay was like 16 something, and then the rest was like a tip. But I delivered, and it was a McMansion of all McMansions, which was absolutely gorgeous. And then the customer even gave me more, so it ended up being a $32 2-bottle shopped hot sauce shop and deliver. So that was that. And then I had yesterday, I had a shop and deliver for 2 Monster drinks for $16.99. Like the shop and delivers in my area, I mean, granted, they're not as frequent, but lately, to me, they've been comparable almost to Spark Shop and Delivers. And I'm just curious if you guys are finding it in your area, because, and I know a lot of you guys haven't or don't like shop and delivers. And believe me, I, for the longest time, was one of those. I'm like, I am never doing someone shopping. And then I looked at some of these pays on shop and delivers. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe 2 items isn't bad. Okay, maybe 5 isn't item so bad. And it really wasn't as bad in my mind than what I thought of. And I started doing shop and deliver smallly on DoorDash and Uber Eats, and then I kind of slowly branched out into Spark and then also Ship now. But I'm just curious if your shop and delivers are like almost comparable to Spark. If you do Spark, I feel like they've been really good lately. I don't have to drive the 10 miles to my Walmart in short traffic. That's my biggest issue with Walmart right now, is getting there and delivering in short traffic. So it's kind of doing the work of a Spark delivery without having to do the miles and fight the traffic. And some of them are 2 miles, 5 miles. Like even the miles have been like really decent for the Spark. I mean, the Uber Eats lately. So I thought I would bring it up just to see if anybody else, or is it just my area? But I've noticed a difference in like the past like week, maybe 2 weeks, that they've been really worth doing lately in my market. Kim, Steve, and Gary have helped change the game with the helpful info of these tools. Oh, thank you. And if you guys don't know, Gary, Hannibal, Steve, and myself are on Rideshare Rodeo's roundtable on Thursdays at 9 p.m. So don't forget to join us there. Eastern time, sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys, hopefully you guys join us on Thursdays. It is a lot of fun. We cover lots of gig related topics, different points of view, and I love really being there on Thursdays with these guys. Some smart gentlemen in the group, so a lot of brain power that goes into Thursdays, but I love every minute of it. Let's play DoorDash. DoorDash shop and delivers have been paying great in my market. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, if you can get on the shop and pay bandwagon, like, I've been getting some really, I call them like my chunks of change that are going to help you, like, get your goal. Like, they've been, and especially, like, in the morning, I've been noticing, and I don't know, it's because people wake up and they're like, oh, let me go to do an order for Acme or wherever they're ordering from. And it's a really good way that I've been starting my mornings lately is with shop and pay, shop and deliver, depending on, what app you're doing. I get a lot of Uber Eats for Apple Store and Sephora pickups. Haven't taken them. Anybody have done them? I've done one Sephora. I don't have an Apple Store by me, but I've done a Sephora. I just can't remember if it's been DoorDash or Uber Eats. I think it was Uber Eats. It was a non-tip order. I don't know whether someone told me when I did the video that you're not allowed, or they're not allowed to tip for Sephora in the app. I guess they go through Sephora for delivery, and then I guess it gets, pushed out to like Uber Eats. I'm thinking it's Uber Eats. And there's like no tip, or it's a no tip order. So kind of the order that you see is what you get. So just FYI, because when I first did mine, I had no idea that was the case. So yeah, I think Gary does need to do. Gary, if you're listening, you do need to do a shop and deliver on Spark. And I want to know what your experience is after you do it. I think I need to do Gary, would you rather do a Walmart Spark, or I don't know, I have to think of something else in the mix, but Gary, you need to do a shop and deliver for Spark. Josh, I've never done a Target order on DoorDash. I've only done Target orders through Shipped. Once again, a Target is in a completely different market than mine. You're gonna have to give in, Gary, one of these days. You're gonna have to do one. I'm telling you, it's gonna. You're gonna have to bite the bullet and just go. And even if it's one item, just go and just get it done. And then you're gonna text me. You're gonna tell me how it went, and I'm gonna be like, "Yay, go, Gary!" Oh, Josh, that's awesome! I did a Shipt delivery today, and tell me it was pretty darn fun. I like Shipt. I like Shipt a lot, actually. I like, to me, it's very easy. Like, the app itself is very easy to use. Like I said, I just can't wait for kind of the summer to kind of die down so I can kind of get back into the food delivery world. I just can't wait for that to happen, and Shipt is part of that. The only thing I have kind of an issue with Shipt is kind of, you have to take the order, in my opinion, at least in my area, at face value, because you don't know whether you're going to get a tip or not get a tip. And I've learned really quickly with Shipt, there are definitely areas in my surrounding area that if I see it going to that town, I know not to take it, because I know there's not going to be a tip attached to it. So I think it depends on your area too, and how Shipt works for you. I feel like I'm still learning Shipt, even though I've been doing it for a month or two now. Like, I feel like I still need to learn how it's going to, the scheduling piece kind of works in with, with the regular food delivery, and kind of how multi-apping works with Shipt, just based off of how it actually works in my market, along with all the other apps that I do. Yeah, I think we were just talking about the same thing. Let's play DoorDash. I like Shipt. I just don't like waiting on tips to come in. They're good, but sometimes it takes weeks. It's funny you should say that because I literally got a tip last week. Granted, it was a $14 tip, so I'm not going to complain at all, but it was from 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks later, I got a $14 tip. I'm like, what is this person going through their email? And all of a sudden go, oh, I didn't tip the the Shipt driver. I guess I should do that today. Oh, fellow neighbor, Ocean County. Uber Eats has been great in Ocean County. That's awesome. I'm trying to remember, Jennifer. I know you said where you were from. I'm trying to remember. I'm off the top of my head where you're from. I think the closest Central Jersey Walmart is Freehold, if I'm not mistaken, to Central Jersey. I could be completely wrong on that, though. Oh, Homedale. Okay, so Homedale. So, oh, that's more north. The Shipt, it's not available for, Shipt is available for you in Homedale. It's available for the Target in Homedale, like right on the north Middletown border. So you might want to look into Shipt because I know that Target is available. So just check out Shipt because I do know that it's available in that specific Middletown because it pops up on my screen. Oh, Union County, Middlesex County. I might have to research that for you. I don't know. I know Middlesex County. I'm not so sure about Union County. Might have to look into that for you. Are you on Roadie yet? I see orders up your way. I am on Roadie. I've done a couple of Roadies. Not lately. I'll be honest, I don't look at, I took off the alerts on Roadie from my phone, just because the alerts come through for like all the way up to like Jersey City and Staten Island, and they come in like fast and furious, and like my phone keeps like blowing up. And a lot of the orders for Roadie, at least when it's been, I'll be honest, a good couple weeks or even months since I looked at Roadie, a lot of them, I know Jersey is in the house tonight, Steve. All my fellow Jerseyans tonight. And a lot of orders are going over the bridges to Staten Island. Some of them are going to Bronx, Brooklyn, and the amount of pay in order versus, what they're actually entailing. And not only that, I don't have an SUV, so a lot of those orders kind of limit to me to the amount of Roadies I can actually take. But yeah. Okay, guys. We are I can't believe, I feel like tonight went by really, really quickly. I am going to be wrapping it up. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me for another Tuesday night. I am here every Tuesday night with you guys. Don't forget to come and join me next Tuesday for another fun-filled Tuesday night. Once again, tomorrow I will be with UDM with Gig Talk Live at 3 p.m. And then I will be Thursday at 9 p.m. with Steve with the Rideshare Rodeos Roundtable with Gary and Hannibal. So join us on Thursday at 9 p.m. And guys, everybody have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget, kindness is always free. So guys, I love you guys, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone. Peace out.